When did AI stop being a fun experiment and start becoming table stakes for running a business? You're listening to 10-Minute Tech Talks, business and tech tips for the time-crunched entrepreneur, and I am your host, Jonathan Kirsting with the Pittsburgh Technology Council and Tech Vibe Radio. In just a year, AI has gone from interesting to absolutely essential. But while nearly every company is talking about it, only a fraction are actually seeing real returns right now. But in this episode of 10-Minute Tech Talks, I'm talking to Justine Kasznica and Farmakis of Babst, Calland, and you're going to learn why AI adoption has exploded, what's driving CFOs a little crazy right now, and how the companies getting it right are separating themselves from the pack. This is the moment AI stopped being optional and became core to how business gets done. Let's jump into part one of this two-part mini-series all on AI in 2026. So much tech happening so quickly in such a short amount of time. For me, I feel like this has been one of the more compressed, fast-moving tech waves, for lack of a better term, ever. Is that something that you're seeing as well, too? I'm just curious.
Absolutely. The development and the growth cycle of AI has been exponential, and that's not hyperbolizing.
Yeah, I think we view 2025 as the year when AI finally crossed the line into experimental, into core business operations.
Okay.
Take this stat. In 2024, only 55% of companies had at least one AI product that they were using for their core business operations. This year, we crossed around 80%.
Really?
So it is in the mainstream and in the fabric of U.S. businesses.
100%. I mean, there isn't a day that goes by where someone doesn't say A and I together.
And in our practice, so I run the emerging technology practice at Babst, and we work with a number of both AI company solutions providers and then companies that use AI. And I would say, 2024, start of 2025, a lot of what we were seeing were companies that were doing AI-enabled core business operations. So they were incorporating AI as an aspect of their core business. Now we're seeing them flip into AI driving a lot of their core business solutions, which has been a dramatic shift in the last year.
Very much so. Let's talk more about these shifts, because I feel like, first off, when you talk about this like 80%, that's that you're past that number where like, yeah, this is definitely mainstream and these kind of key things that happen. Could we dive a little just deeper into some of these kind of key things, especially on the terms of business? I mean, I think everyone's been entertained by AI and things that we can do, but I look at like as a core business, like how it's actually helping people make money, save money, get more done and stuff like that. Where can we jump in on that part, do you think?
So there's two things I want to sort of start with, and let's look at, when we talk about generative AI, right now we're moving into two realms. One is agentic AI, which is sort of like the start to the holy grail of developing what we call artificial general intelligence, AGI. And what we are talking about is systems that are actively autonomously planning, predicting, essentially enabling and implementing tasks, right? This is no longer just predictive analytics. This is actually decision making that's autonomous. So that's agentic AI. We're seeing a major implementation of that across business functions. The second is essentially the enterprise model around AI. So think, when we move towards the enterprise model for software, that's happening on the AI front, and that's really important because it's unlocking business models that are going to be fruitful and productive for companies to come. And so many various sectors are really embracing and adopting these enterprise AI models. Healthcare is obviously one that I would want to lead with, because there's tremendous business opportunities for AI companies and AI tools to produce life-saving solutions to support the healthcare industry. Financial sector is embracing AI very quickly. Retail, e-commerce, kind of the foundational distribution, logistics, development cycle of the commercial sector is embracing AI. Manufacturing, education, professional services, which Chris is an expert in, will tell you a lot more about. And then we're seeing the government and the public sector also start using AI, although that raises a lot of interesting questions around data governance and other issues that we're facing.
Yeah, and as you mentioned this, it reminds me of, there was a study earlier this year where it mentioned that many AI projects fail to actually produce results and so forth. And I think that was mainly based upon these were things that were happening 2 years ago that were now becoming projects where they're able to calculate. I'm starting to get the feeling now as these industries really embrace and we're seeing these numbers that you're talking about, that we're going to start seeing a lot more success, that we're going to see that business case come where it's like, yes, this is where it's saving lives. This is how it's saving money and so forth. Am I correct in my thinking on that? Do you feel?
Well, you are, Jonathan. Many organizations are still struggling to deploy AI.
Oh yeah.
And get the benefits. There are CFOs across the country that are asking their business ops teams, when am I going to get a return on this investment? And there's a gap between those that are being successful and those that aren't. The ones that aren't are really suffering with poor data quality inside their organization, lack of AI talent, and just a lack of implementation. So more of an implementation and lack of data quality than it is the proficiency and the efficiency of the AI itself.
The AI itself, right? So it comes down to the human factor of us making sure that our data is actually clean and scrubbed and that we actually follow through with what we're saying we're going to do to do that. I wonder if there's some AI to do that for us.
Yeah, well, we do know that the high performing companies that are being successful on average are seeing 37% in efficiency gains in process automation and predictive maintenance. Some of these things that are just really working, and those that are implementing it well are in fact starting to see the efficiency gains, the productivity gains, the profit margins starting to inch up. But we're still in a phase where when you look at the macro overall spend in company AI, CFOs are nervous.
Makes sense.
About getting a return on that spend that they've been spending. But we're starting to see a separation from the do's and the can'ts.
Yeah. So, I think that, I'm sorry, go ahead,
The other
Justine.
sort of economic challenge here is that I would say, because all the AI systems are really the best AI system is going to be as good as its data set or its LLM, which is the language model that it operates on. So this automatically gives an advantage to the large tech providers of AI solutions because they simply have access to a broader data set and better resourced LLMs. And so I think what we're going to start seeing, and we're starting to see it now, is that the AI tools that are being developed all around the country by entrepreneurs and around the world, if they're not tied to one of these bigger central players, they're going to at some point be consolidated, picked up, financed, or essentially, rendered obsolete, simply because to play in this game, you really need to, as an AI tool provider, you need to be aligned with some of these larger resourced tools.
Here's the takeaway. AI is officially mainstream, but success is far from guaranteed. Some companies are unlocking massive efficiency gains. Others are burning money and wondering what the hell went wrong. In our next episode, we're going to dig into why so many AI initiatives fail and what leaders must do differently if they want real ROI instead of expensive experiments in 2026. If you're asking yourself, okay, so how do we actually do this right? You'll want to catch part 2. I'll be there and the coffee will be brewing. I look forward to seeing you on it.